This is my hack. The underbra part comes up. You know, like the shelf.
That is genius.
You know, like that.
Right here.
This is private school. Like, Becca looks a little revealing. Can't bend down in front of the kindergartners.
That is seriously something I have to start doing.
Just when you need
because they cut me off right here anyway, so it doesn't even work for me. Oh my gosh.
That's mine. Okay. See, now it's a little too much. I feel like I should. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm still wearing my field clothes because I'm cold. So from walking the dog.
I'm sure somebody hits from the
trying to hit myself. Yeah, so that's why I'm looking like. Also, new camera. So I keep wanting to look up because I used to, in my other camera, it's just the way that it configures, but this, like, the viewing screen is like above the lens, so looking down is going to be hard because it's so different and dark. I don't know, it's weird. Okay, so this video is going to be about kids and being grateful and things we do this time of the year, Christmas, but then in life in general. So we each have a few different things that we wanted to talk about as far as our kids go, and teaching them to be grateful and practices to help with that. I feel like this is so relevant right now because of Christmas time. And I, for one, I will admit my kids can be ungrateful little jerk faces and think that they're just like owed the world, and I hate that. So I'm constantly working at making sure that they're more appreciative and grateful just in general. So we'll start with Christmas and talk about Christmas things. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. Thank you again for hosting me on your channel. We've done a couple videos.
Yeah.
And I get to meet a couple people through comments, or I've already met them.
Yes.
In passing, and I really love them. They're all such wonderful people, so I'm really thankful that I get to come on again and share my opinion and chat with you. That's fun.
So we started this out, by the way, to just be like about talking about essential oils, because we both are super duper passionate about essential oils, and we may tie those into the videos in one way or another. But we thought it'd be fun to just like sit and talk moms. If you want to grab like a little laundry or start some dishes, you know, don't drop your phone in the sink, but this is like real mom talk.
So while you introduced the video, you started talking about your children, and I bet you'll rewind it and watch me roll my eyes, because as moms, we can just beat our kids up a lot more than anybody else. Like, we examine them a lot more, we put them under a microscope. So it's funny to hear her talk about her kids because they're pretty cool. And she thinks the same about my girls, where I'm like, oh, they're just being so ungrateful and they're not showing this.
And she has 3 girls, I have 2 boys, so.
And so it's always different from the other end. We don't see everything, but moms do. So just to help everybody, because we're probably all in the same boat, we all examine that, is one of the first things that I like to do, and it's something that my mother-in-law taught me, is thank you notes.
I love thank you notes.
Snail mail isn't dead. It's not overrated. Yes, it's expensive and time-consuming, and that's why it's so valuable. But especially from the kids, because I don't want to hear about the parents, how the parents enjoyed the toy. So really doing a thank you note around this time of year, even if it was sort of something small or a visit, sending that mail down the way, it still really brightens everybody.
The other thing that I want to mention too, especially holiday specific or birthdays, really anytime my kids receive some sort of a gift, I want to be sure that they know that they are not entitled to that present. They're not just going to get it to get it, but they're getting it because this person thought about them, felt they needed to have it, but that they should be just as happy if there isn't something. You know what I mean? And that's a really hard one for a kid to understand. But that just having that person present is a gift in itself, and then any actual like tangible item is just a bonus. And that is hard for kids to understand. But it also, I kind of branch off of that and I say, so even if it's something that you don't like or that you didn't want or it's the wrong one or whatever, still be grateful because you could have nothing. This is just an extra. Like you didn't earn it.
No,
you didn't earn it. You're not entitled to it.
Privilege and earning. Like this isn't.
Yep. So I in fact, we had this conversation yesterday. I had this conversation yesterday with my kids.
Yeah.
So
hit that like button if you had this conversation.
Right? Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Did you have this conversation yesterday with your kids? Because this is so relevant right now. My gosh, it's like, guys, come on. And then it's explaining to them like, hey, there are kids that do not get anything, so you need to be so thankful for the things that you do get, and this is why we have to share the things that we get, because there's people that don't. So it's
tip for teaching gratitude. is explaining the process of where it comes from, how it gets to the doorstep or to the kid's hands.
Oh, that was really creepy. Did you hear that?
I did.
You said doorstep and my sensor just went off.
It did.
Who's at my door? That was really weird. Yeah,
I'm magic.
We could
forget what's going on over there. I'm magic.
She's like at your doorstep, and then I have a sensor, so if somebody walks like by the door, it dings and it just dings. So I've also got cameras so we can spy and see who's at the door. But anyways, I'm sorry. So how things show up at your doorstep?
Having things show up at your doorstep and explaining that someone went to work for that. Someone was without their kids during that time. Someone spent not just a quick trip on the internet, but to a store for that. And that they didn't buy something for themselves so that you could have something. And trying to be mindful in doing that before you're reacting to something they've done or said. Like, I don't want that, or I don't want to share. And we, in a gruff way, say, well, do you know where that came from? Do you know how hard someone worked for that?
Should we do like a 10-second how the oils tie into that one? The sourcing?
Yeah, we can do a little quickie.
We can do a super quick source. I feel like I'm stealing her time and make it beneficial to her too. But because the oil gig was like her full-time gig. But something that like the doTERRA does in general is really explains their sourcing. You'd be able to word this better than me. But like where they come from, so you can appreciate that as well, which is a cool thing to be able to teach your kids. Like, hey, frankincense comes from like a tree on a cliff, right? Like a really strange place.
And I think you've mentioned it before in other videos about why doTERRA is so great is their philanthropy. When they go, they harvest the best plants in the best locations. But when they go there, they go and do good. And they build schools and give water wells and build buildings for people. And they give you a little glimpse of how they're harvested. And most of the time, it's the indigenous people who are there harvesting, going there all day, sometimes. Recently at our convention, we all got to wear wintergreen on our back in the baskets they do. It's like a 60-pound backpack that these older women do every day up and down these hills. And so it's just nice to have a little peek. I don't want to shame my kids into being privileged. They're not in control of that. But I do want them to be able to see both sides of the coin at a fairly early age and bring appreciation that way of like, whoa, like,
gosh. And then I can talk about
they have a door on their house. Great. You know,
okay, what's the third tip?
Your third tip is, you guys do it too. We call it something else. We call it petals and thorns.
Oh, yeah. And then we call it like pits and peaks. Yeah, like the peak. I usually say, like, I'll like kind of dumb it down. Like, what's the highlight of your day, and then what's the worst part of your day? Because they're able to respond and answer that just a little bit better. But yeah, dinner table chit chat.
Dinner table chit chat, and just being able to take something as common as that. You can get so much out of your children at that part of the day. Most of our kids always are like, I want to go first. If someone's like, I'll let you go first, we let them actually operate it, so that's the person interviewing everybody else.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's a lot of interaction that we benefit from, but we mainly were able to usher people into like a spirit of gratitude by saying, oh, that was the highlight of your day. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or when people can say, I don't have a thorn. I don't have a pit. And it's like, well, good.
Well, look at you. Every year I get more and more grateful for the little things.
Oh, yes. And I think just year in review, December's the last. I think December usually gets a bad rap because people want you to show that kind of spirit all the time, all year round. They're like, why do you just wait until Thanksgiving to be thankful and have joyful, cheerful, charitable giving during December? And I think it's just like a year in review as much as it is the time of year that you can really start to see, oh, okay, like look how much we lost, look how much we gained in this year. So I think that's usually helpful.
We'll talk about that too. That'll be our next video.
Or somewhere, it's gonna be a long one.
Somewhere down the road. It'll be our like 2017 in review, and then what our resolutions are for 2018. So we'll have those up next week. The week after that, soon-ish. So anyways, is that it?
See you around. That's it.
All right.
Bye, you guys. Bye.